CLB.
What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified on all the upcoming episodes. All right, man, it finally happened. We finally saw it for ourselves after all the hype. I don't know how many months we were talking about this greatest show on earth that was going to be on the football turf. That's right, the Super Bowl halftime performance by Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and surprisingly, your boy 50 Cent hanging upside down like a vampire bat. It all happened in front of our eyes. We even got Janae Aiko out there singing at the national anthem. It was all kind of, man, it was people of color, man. It was a beautiful situation, and it was great. Eminem even kneeled down on your boy, which I didn't even catch till somebody told me after. I saw him kneeling down, but I thought he was getting excited about the next song coming on. I ain't even pieced two and two together, man. And I ain't even had no alcohol in me. So I don't know what I was thinking about, but I wasn't like, oh, Eminem just kneeled down on the national television. I don't think kneeling down is that big of a deal no more. I think everybody has accepted it for what it is, right? But some people still got mad, but who cares? They suckers. But listen, so what I want to talk about, I want to break this down. I want to give you my reaction from the way I saw it, because you know this is what I do over here on Talking Facts. I thought it was great, right? Let me just put that out there. I thought it was one of the greatest shows in the Super Bowl history. Now I'm gonna put it in perspective. I know the response is mixed. I know that some people say it wasn't all that great. Nobody said it was trash though. Let's be clear. Nobody said it was trash. Let's just start there. So the consensus is either people saying it was okay, it was just okay, or it was the greatest thing ever. Some people are like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And oh my God, it's Eminem and then Dr. Dre and the Snoop Dogg is together again. And I don't need to see nothing else. I could just take 20 pills right now. But with that being said, I'm going to break down what I feel like happened. Hold on, let me mute this. And what everybody's talking about. One of the things people were saying from the beginning was that it was short. And I didn't piece together how short exactly it was, but I'm looking at this breakdown. Somebody put the whole thing up, and it was only 14 minutes and 5 seconds. So it is kind of short. It was kind of short, but I'm thinking Eminem gave up some of his time for 50, who nobody knew was coming. I know 50 called Dre soon as that was announced, like, bro, you ain't doing this joint without me. It ain't gonna happen. I'm getting in here. So I don't care if I gotta carry records to get in this joint. I'm getting in this joint. And 50 came in upside down and everything else. I don't think nobody saw that coming. But yeah, 50 looked big. I was like, is that bizarre? That is bizarre from D12. Like 50 looked big hanging upside down. Is that Anthony Anderson? Anthony Anderson from BLACCCK? I was like, I don't know who that is hanging down. I looked close. I was like, oh, 50 Cent. Got the OG unit wife beat on. I was like, wow, okay. Okay, we doing this. This is what we doing. All right. But 50 did his thing. I'm going to be honest. That was one of the biggest records in the world, but it just fell out of place for this performance. I don't know. But it is what it is. You had Snoop and Dre started off. Dre comes out behind the mixed board, which makes sense. Huge mixed board, all white, everything. This setup was beautiful. I like how they contained everything in this one setup of the studio, the houses, and whatever else they had, or the liquor store and whatever. It was just some block stuff, and I appreciate what these guys done. Now, I want to say what I want to say about the whole performance itself. I got into the moment, right? I think a lot of people, some people went in wanting to hate it. Some people went in wanting to say it wasn't that good. Before the music even came on, some people, you got to understand what a contrarian is. A contrarian is a person that if everybody's saying something is yellow, they want to say it's blue. If everybody's like, that was great, they're like, it was all right, it was mediocre, that wasn't that great. A contrarian is not going to like anything. Even if they like it, they won't say they like it, right? They're only going to like something that everybody else don't like. Or if everybody's like, oh, these new leggings are the most amazing, the contrarian's going to be like, they fit tight in the knees, and I don't really, know what I'm saying? So a contrarian, when you're going with a contrarian, you got to understand the respect from the beginning. So a contrarian looked at it from the time it started for everything that wasn't great about it, right? To what they could find to not like it. So you got to go in with a grain of salt. When some people are saying, yeah, it was whack or whatever. Nobody said it was whack, though. I've been looking all over the internet. Nobody said it was whack. Everybody was like, it was mid, it was da-da-da-da, whatever. But I put it in the perspective of what was happening on the screen. right? These guys could have came out in wheelchairs and did this show for me. So I'm gonna tell you why I felt it was so great. This was my entire life, all these years of music on the screen, performed by people I haven't seen perform in years. Like one of my boys, like, oh, that's the same performance you've been seeing for. Not really, because I ain't seen these guys perform in years. I haven't seen Dre live, never, and I've never seen Snoop live, right? I've seen them perform on TV doing little different things, but I've never seen them actually performing, right? So I'm gonna start there. I haven't seen Dre and Snoop on the same stage since like Up in Smoke Tour, something like that, right? So just them coming out, just Snoop being out there dolo, just with the whole the Crip suit on, the vibe. It was just like, I'm here, I'm Snoop. This is what it is. This is what you pay to see. This is what it is. I mean, nobody ain't paid, but at the end of the day, this is what you was waiting for. Me and Dre on this stage. Like him and Dre could have did it alone, right? Even without 50, without Eminem, Kendrick, no Mary, Snoop and Dre literally would have got the same love had it just been Snoop and Dre. Because that's what it is. So that's what I was looking. I was like, yo, this is my life, this is my childhood right here. These two dudes on stage performing these songs that I grew up with, that I have actually rode around in the city bumping, and a lot of people ain't even make it after these. Like people didn't survive after these songs was out. You know what I'm saying? I know people that ain't around. You know what I'm saying? Because when this music dropped. So it's like, this is real life. This is beautiful. They in front of billions of people repping this thing called hip hop that never been on this stage. So right there, it already won. These guys could have been in wheelchairs. They could have been on canes and walkers, bro. I would have been like, these dudes, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen because I love the music so much. So then you add into that, you got Snoop Crip walking and doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, this dude just threw a C up on national television in front of billions of people. He threw a C up. It is what it is at that point. Anything else is, you know what I'm saying? Then you had Mary come out, right? I think it was no, Mary didn't come out till after 50. So it was Snoop, then 50 hanging upside down, like a possum or something. Then Mary comes out and does Mary. She did the two songs. Everybody was like, she should have did Real Love. But I think in her mind, she didn't want to do Real Love. She's probably like, Real Love is okay, but No More Drama is a bigger record for a stadium. Dre probably said, like, No More Drama is bigger. And she had to do the Cookout joint. You know what I'm saying? No More Hateration. She had to do that one. So she did the two songs and she fell back. As soon as she fell back, I said, there go the meme. She could be a meme. And sure enough, soon as the next thing I know, they got memes. Oh, this is Monet. At Zeke's funeral. I was like, there it is. The memes are coming. She did her thing. She looked good to me. I don't know, you know, I'm into thick women though. It is what it is. She looked good to me. And I ain't hear nobody really saying she ain't look good. So it is what it is. Hair was flawless. I love Mary. But I was here for the hip hop. And I was really here for Kendrick. Right? And Kendrick did not disappoint. When that dude came out, I'm going to tell you another reason why people were saying that the show was mid. They probably expected what Kendrick gave them from everybody. These guys are 50 years old, right? They're not going to be, yeah. Like, the energy of his songs ain't even, think about Dre making West Coast Cali music for the beach, like for gang banging and riding up and down the beach and lowriders. He's not making stuff for like, yeah. He's not making that. They never made that. So Kendrick coming out with a different energy. And when Kendrick dropped, Kendrick came out with that spirit. And he came out with that, we gonna be all right, and man down. Like, it provided something else. The whole setup, his whole demeanor, everything changed. And he brought a different level of energy, what people probably was expecting in 2022 from a show. But I'm gonna tell you something, these dudes was not gonna get out there and possibly stumble. They won't get out there and start doing a whole lot of tumbling and dance. They was not doing all that. Drake 50-something years old. Dude just had a heart attack. Or aneurysm. No, he had an aneurysm or something in his head. Something happened to him, wasn't even here. He ain't gonna get out there doing a whole lot of this and that, doing handstands and all that. He ain't gonna do all that. So he came out, he kept it slow. He's like, man, I'm not messing up. When he first started rapping, he did 2 lines. He did 2 lines off DRE and then he passed the mic. So I was like, Dre ain't even did 8 bars yet. Before he rapped at the end, Dre had not did 8 bars. Right? So I was like, all right, Dre just passing this around. He gonna pass it around. So I thought it was amazing. And then Eminem came on, he did Mom Spaghetti, his hater. I was like, yo, this is what you expected. He wasn't gonna do nothing too crazy. He wasn't gonna jump off the speakers and go method, man. I was like, man, they keeping it simple. Right? They letting the young people do the energy. They got people running all around and dancing in khaki suits. They like, that's what that's for. You look at that. If you want to pop, lock, and do all that, look at that. But they was like, man, we not doing, man. Listen, man. We up here, we doing these songs for you. We not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We ain't coming in on a rocket suit and coming out the sky and skydiving in here. Ain't no parachute. We ain't doing all that. We gonna keep it smooth. We ain't even giving y'all 15 minutes. If you look at it for real, Dre did the 2 lines, like I said, and then came at the end and did like a half of the verse or whatever he did. Dre didn't do no whole lot of rapping. Dre kept it simple. He like, man, listen, man, I gotta save my money, my energy for this after party. These chickens gonna be up in arms. I gotta be ready. Probably took a blue pill and everything. You know what I'm saying? So he ready, right? So they didn't give you the energy that you probably was expecting. But I don't think they're ever gonna give you that energy again. I think you're gonna get the music gonna have to carry a Dre and Snoop show at this point. And the music carries it for me. So if you're looking for these dudes to start doing the Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen. And that's what a lot of people was expecting. They was expecting them to grab their crotch and spin around. You know, Jerry Juice was flying and everywhere. They're not gonna do that, bro. And I think that's what a lot of people got twisted. That's not them. That's not what we got from them. Ever. Kendrick gave you what you wanted, right? Eminem gave you what he wanted with the music. But Eminem up there, I think Eminem 40-something, pushing 50. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give you what he get. Everybody look good. Everybody look, you know, some variety. They taking care of their skin and all that. Their hair was, Snoop got the grays out, had the braids looking right. Everybody look good. Let's start there. How about that? Everybody look good. Probably had on polo, cologne, whatever they wearing. You know what I'm saying? So let's start there. These men are alive. These are people. These are heroes. So I don't think the show was mediocre. I thought it was a great show because I let the moment. I got into the moment. I bet you some of y'all was watching from your phone, and some of y'all was watching on these old ass projection TVs that your grandma had and she passed down, and the sound don't work on one side, and you like, this show mid. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? You in a room full of dudes, they all popping bottles and laughing, talking. They ain't even paying attention to the show. Half of y'all didn't even understand what was happening. You looking at the captions at the bottom because you muted. You ain't even listening to the joint. You in a bar somewhere. So a lot of people was talking that wasn't in the moment. I had my sound bar all the way up. I was dumping mine, and I was in the moment. And I'm gonna be honest. In the beginning, you really couldn't hear. It was so much noise. Something happened when Dre and Snoop first started rapping, because you really couldn't. It was like a lot more noise than the music and Dre. It was like you heard the Super Bowl people, like you heard the crowd. It was like way more of the crowd than you would have thought you would have heard. Right? Not saying you're gonna hear the crowd or whatever, but it was like at something in the very beginning, it almost like the music was second to the crowd noise, in my opinion. But they fixed it and got it going. Anderson .Paak was there on the drums. He's like, I gotta be a part of this. And I respect that he never feel like he's bigger. He's always ready to play the drums. He like Questlove right now. He'll come play them drums for you. But he coming. Like, I'm been there. I'm not missing this for the word. He's still a fan of the music like everybody else. Like he should be, right? Just because he's a big time star and he got Silk Sonic and all this, he's still gonna come play the drums. Get the stick, give him the sticks. And I respect that about Anderson .Paak. He a real dude. And I want some new Jordans. I'm gonna be honest with you. After Eminem, I want them Jordans, man. I don't necessarily want them Jordans, but I gotta get me some new Jordans this week. Probably 2 pair of new Jordans. Cause Eminem made me feel like, man, I want some Jordans. And Snoop. Snoop, I think he had the did he have some flights on? I don't know. But I gotta get me some new Jordans this week, right? And I like Dre. Dre might have had some Balenciagos or something on. Somebody tell me what Dre was wearing. I like Dre's sneakers too. Them joints was off the hook. The little black joints he had with the strap on them. Yeah, I ain't up on everything, but I like what Dre was wearing. Like, you know, it is what it is. Older man, older gentleman stuff, classy stuff. That's what. But the show was, to me, was amazing. They brought everything. It went great, and then you got Nicki and 50 on the couch just bobbing at the end, and they got the whole trumpet section and brass. They got a tuba out there, a whole damn, you know what I'm saying, guitars and drum. It was real. Like a lot of people criticized was that it wasn't going to be real music, right? I saw a post in one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, and the guy, he posted, and I get it, it's an older white gentleman, it is what it is, but he said, it was a meme, and he wrote, the top said, what they think we want, and it shows Snoop and Dre, and it said, but what we really want, and it was like Ario Speedwagon, and somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I was like, I get it, but I wrote, who is they? Like, who are they? Like, he didn't respond, but I'm like, who you talking about? Because we want this. This show's amazing, but some people didn't want it. Some people don't want it. They think it's not real music. They think that we're sampling and we're stealing music and this and that. But Dre sat down at the piano. You know, it was music. And I think he knew the situation wasn't going to be, let me get a DJ up here and play some records, right? There was no DJ. I ain't seen no DJ. You tell me. Let me see the DJ. Dre sitting there playing the piano himself. Probably practiced that for 2 weeks. Trying to play the piano, just get that little part. You know what I'm saying? He bring Scott Storch like I was thinking, but you can't bring everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Mad people probably think, oh, with Lady in Rage, with RBX, man. Nobody think about no damn Lady in Rage and no daggone corrupt. This is bigger than that, man. It's bigger than that. This ain't the dog pound, all this. But, yeah, man, it was a great show. That's my breakdown of it. Snoop Dogg, salute. These dudes is in whole full-on khaki suits, which I was like, okay, I didn't expect that. Snoop Crip walking and all that. I just thought it was the representation of what rap should have been represented. And I think some people just wanted to hate it, right? Some people just wanted to hate it. They wanted more. This artist or that artist. I felt like it was perfect. It was short, though. They could have added another 5 more minutes. Drake could have did something else, and Eminem probably could have did another song. But it was the moment was what it was. I think they really did not want to mess up. I think they didn't want to. Every minute you add is another chance for somebody to mess up. You know what I'm saying? A boob come out, anything. They said Dre warned them against wardrobe malfunction. And he had to say that. Like, who gonna malfunction? Who gonna malfunction? Who ripping somebody breasts out? Like, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Man, ain't nobody gonna do that to Murray anyway. You trying to get shot? Ain't nobody gonna do that. It is what it is, man. I'm very proud of the moment, man. Hip hop in the building, man. And whether you liked it or not, man, just understand hip hop did something that nobody really expected us to ever do. And it had to be done with Drake, because Drake carried a mantle bigger than anybody. I don't care what you say. And I believe Jay-Z wrote Dre verse on Still D.R.E. So even in that regard, Jay-Z's on that stage at that point, right? So it was hip-hop all around. And hopefully we can do bigger ones. Like, can you imagine Jay and Nas on there together, right? With the Roots as a backup band, maybe Black Thought do something. I don't know. But that's a whole different thing. You let me know what you think in the comments. That's my breakdown. That's my reaction and all that. I thought it was a great show, a very good show, right? I think they knocked a lot of shows out the park that probably a lot of people thought was a lot better than this one, all right? But salute Dre, salute Eminem, and everybody else. If you liked it, you didn't like it, let me know in the comments, man, because I do want to hear people's opinions. I was very excited for this, and it was everything I expected to as best it could be, right? My name is Challz Brown, Chuck with CLBMG.com. Go check out Force Multipliers by Charles and the Ugly Professor. Me and he did the beats, I did the verses. No holds barred. We touch on everything. It's for people that like real rap and not no sucker stuff, all right? I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.